Hello dear students, this is our 13th, I think, 13th class, and we have one more lesson. It will be tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Friday.
So, on the Friday, there will be our last lesson. Today, we are going to learn 2D lists and nested loops. This is one little part of lists, so we will just briefly look through the presentation, some slides. So, if you look here, we can see what? Here is the list. Here is the list we created, number and grid. And inside the list, we wrote what? We again put square brackets, and in the square brackets we are writing some values, numbers, integer numbers. So it's called 2D nested loop, nested list. And now here we are using print function. If we print this list, number grid, and we are printing 0 element, we will see what kind of result. 1, 2, 3. So if you would like to print the first, this is first element with the index number 0. So now we are printing this one. This one. So if you create 2D nested lists, so it means in your list you will have some columns and строка номерирования. Columns, rows. Yeah, rows. And here we have the same values, and we are printing 0, 2. From 0 element, here 0 element is here, 1, 2, 3, and we again put square brackets, and inside we are writing 2. 0, 1, 2. 2 is 3. So we are printing 3. If you would like to call one element in your list, so you should put not only one square bracket, 2 square brackets in the 2D list. So guys, if you look at here, we are using here for loop, and we are printing each row by using for. How? After creating 2D list, below we are writing this comment: for row in number grid, print row. For loop continues to work until it shows each element in the list. So here in our number grid 2D list, how many rows we have?
1,
0, 1, 2, 3. It means 4 rows. So our for loop will print all 4 rows. After it printed, it will stop. Otherwise, it will continue working. So here, we just wrote a row here. You can put any variable, I, A, B, C, D, anything else. To be clear, we just what? We wrote row. So, row in number grid. This is our 2D list. So, this variable will go through each row and print it. Row in number grid. Our first row is this 1, 2, 3. Yeah. First, our variable row will take this row and print it. Next time it gets the second row and it will print third row and the fourth row. So here you can see what answer, the result of this stuff. If you look at here, we can now see the next example. Here we created to-do list and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and each row has elements. So below we are typing some commands by using what? For loop. And now here we use it for loop 2 times. Why? First time for row in number 3, and inside this for loop we created another for loop. Inside this for loop we created another for loop. In our second for loop we are writing what? For call in row. And the last function is print function. So this kind of command, this kind of code will print now each element in the rows. It means each element in the list. From 1, for example, from here, from 1 till 0, it will print all the elements one by one. Here we can see the result. How it works, how it's working, let me explain. First, our first loop will start to work. Now this variable gets what? First row initially. This row gets first row initially. Now it comes here and we are just typing call in row. So in the row, in the first row, we have these elements 1, 2, 3. So it will print 1, 2, 3. First 1, 2, 3. And our process will continue again. Comes here, this row takes now the second row, and it comes here, and we are saying call in row. In the second row we have these elements 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it will print 4, 5, 6, and it will come here again, and now this third row comes here, and in the third row we have 7, 8, 9. It will print 7, 8, 9. Comes here again, and the last one works the same. Guys, now let me explain something. This is variable. This is also variable. Instead of this, you can type anything. You can put any variable, A, B, C, or you can here put your name. For example, Shahzad, Rubik. This is now what are we using them for? They will just take these values temporarily, you know. Now inside all of this variable we have some memory. So we are using for loop. Therefore, our row first will take this row and put it inside the memory. After this, in the second process, it will take this one, second row, and it will keep it in the memory and delete it if the process finishes. So let's now learn Python syntaxes. So Python syntaxes can be executed by writing directly in the command line. So we tried this kind of we had this kind of situation, this kind of example in our first lesson. I think, as I remember, you can watch in the command line in the black screen. If you type Python and enter, you will open the Python execute program. So you can execute your program in the command line, black screen. And inside the black screen, if you type anything else, any function or any command, you can execute it in the black screen. Or by creating a Python file on the server using .py file extension and running it in the command line. So if you have some code in the PyCharm, you can copy this and you can open any text editor, for example Blacknote. If you put all the code into the Blacknote and save it as the .py format, you can then execute it by using what command line? Black screen. I explained it in the second lesson. Xoregramni o'zida yozsa bo'ladi, kodda ishla bo'ladi. Python. Esingizda?
Xoregram yozsa bo'ladi.
Yo, xohamiz.
Xoregram.
Blacknote'ga PDF saqlanib turib.
Blacknote'ga любой kodni olib nuqta p saqlanib qo'ysangiz, o'shani keyin Xoregramni ochsa bo'ladi. Ochdi-ku kecha deydi. O'shani qilib ochsangiz bo'ladi.
To'g'ri. Mana desktop turib, desktopga joylashgan
Ekstrakt qilib oladi.
Yeah. So we can write our Python codes in the black screen. You know this. You should for this thing you should only have Python installed on your computer. In the CMD, if you type Python and enter, if you click enter, the Python will start working. So Python indentations. Where in the other programming language the indentation in the code is for readability only. In Python the indentation is very important. Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. For example, here we created what if statement, and we are giving condition 5 greater than 2. This is true or false?
True.
This is true. Therefore, our code in the if condition works. Print 5 is greater than 2. We have this result. Yeah? It's simple. Now you can understand it. However, now we are using this function code. From here, we wrote it from here. Therefore, our code is not working.
Why?
Why?
First is talk about the same.
But it's simple.
You know, after writing condition, you should put 2 dots. And if you click enter, maybe in the PyCharm, it will automatically, your cursor automatically goes here, and it says just write from here, not from here. Because if you write your code from the beginning, from here, it will not work. It means your code not inside of if statement. So in the programming language we have commands. So Now let's imagine you wrote the Python print function, and inside the print function you put string with your name. For example, print 2 quotation mark and your name. Ukochino. Now you would like to print it, yeah? And below or above this function, print function, you can put comment. In the comment, you can describe what kind of code it is. Now we will see some example. Comments. Python has commenting capability for the purpose of in-code documentation. Comments start with this kind of character, sharp. And Python will render the rest of the line as a comment. Comment. We put what sharp here, yeah? And we are writing what? This is comment. This is not code. This is not code. This line will not be executed. So below this, we are using what? Print function. Hello world. Now, if you see the result, we have only here hello world. Not this code. This is comment. This is not code. This is only, you can type anything, you can write anything. This is like, you know what is comment. Just, I'm programmer, and I wrote really long code, yeah? And in my code, there are some kind of operations, I may have some kind of functions or operations that, for example, in some part of my code, I will calculate the data analyze statistics. And in this part, I may put what comment and write this code for data analyze statistics. And now another programmer can open my program, yeah, in order to change or to learn something, yeah. And now he will analyze my code, and he sees my what comment, and from my comment he knows what kind of code it is, you know. Therefore, we use comments in the programming language.
Is there any place which we cannot write this comment line? We cannot write comment lines.
Specific place. For example, you cannot write it from here inside the.
Not inside, just
inside
rows.
functions.
Rows. It doesn't matter. For example, for loop, next loop, we can just put it.
Yeah. For example, you created if greater than 5. Yeah, if 5 greater than 2, and you put 2 dots, and below you can type comments. And it is the same with the loops. You created for loop, and inside the for loop you can write comment. Because it will not work inside it. It will not be executed. So we also have doc strings. Python also has extended documentation capability called doc strings. Doc strings can be one line or multi-line. Python uses triple quotes at the beginning and end of the doc strings. So in our first example of comments, we just used this kind of sharp, yeah? If you use this sharp character, you can write comment, one line comment. only one line. If you use two square brackets, like 3 quotation marks, now you can write comments.
Multi-line.
It doesn't. It's not important how long is your comment. You can write longer, you know. But for this, you should put what? 3 quotation marks. From here, instead of what? This kind of thing. This is the same. They are same. They are comment. But in this one, you can write only one line. One line comment. But in this, multiple line. Yes. So here, we put here comment. This program is cool, and we use a print function. Comments are fun. Comments are fun. We are now describing what kind of code it is. This code is fun. Here we are using what? Multiple. You know that there is no difference between 2 quotation mark or 1. We typed here function and one important usage of commands is this. We wrote print function here, and at the beginning we put comment character. Now it's like comment, not code. So if you run our code, we will not have anything. We will have anything. Masalan, programmalar borda katta. Masalan, bir xil kodni o'chirib tashlamoqchisi edi. Xato kod chiqib qoldi bitta joyda. O'shani o'chirib tashlamoqchi bo'lasizlar-da. Lekin o'chirmasdan oldiga borib mana qo'yib qo'ysanglar, o'zi ishlamay qoladi. Mana shunaqa qilib xatolarni tekshirib chiqsanglar bo'ladi-da. Qaysi kodni ishlayapti, qaysi kodda xato bor. Mana shunaqa qo'yib turasizlar-da. Tepaga chiqib kodlarni tekshirib chiqasizlar. Keyin olib tashlasanglar yana ishlayveradi. Mana shunaqa qo'yib qo'ysanglar bo'ladi. Kommentga aylanib qoladi. Mana eng kerakli narsalar. O'chirish shart emas-da kodni. Mana shunaqa qo'yib qo'ysanglar o'zi ishlamay qoladi.
O'chirib yana qayta yozib qo'ygandan ko'ra o'zini saqlab
qo'yib turib, balki kerak bo'lib qolar keyinchalik. In Python we have special command try except. Just if you type any code, now just imagine you are creating one software, and in your software you might have some errors here. You might have some errors. Now your software includes long code. You wrote it for 2 days. If you have also one error, one mistake in your code, all codes will not work. All the program, you will have some errors. And in order to prevent this kind of errors, we should use try except. Now let's see. The try block lets you test a block of code for errors. The except block lets you handle the error. The finally block lets you execute code regardless of the result of the try, and except blocks. Exception. When an error occurs or exception as we call it, Python will normally stop generate an error message. This exception can be handled using try statement. So, if you look at the example, we have here try. We wrote try, and after try, you should put 2 dots. And inside, we are writing print x. And except, we wrote except 2 dots. Print an exception occurred. If you run this code, we will have an exception occurred. What's happening here? The try block will generate an exception because x is not defined. We don't have this kind of variable here. Yeah? X. Now we are printing nothing. We will have error. Now we have error here. We are just trying this code, whether this code has error or not. This try function will help us with this. Yes, we have error, so this except block will start to work. Inside the except, we wrote print an exception occurred. So this code will be executed. Yeah. 여서가 준비하면
xatolarni
try için yozgan narsamiz kodimiz xato bo'lishi mumkin. Xatolar bormi yo'qmi tekshirish uchun try ishlatsak bo'ladi. Xato bor, o'shanga except blok ishga tushdi. Except blok ichida print funksiyasi bor, o'sha ishga tushadi. Since the try block raises an error, the except block will be executed. So if we have error in our code in the try block, the except block will be executed. Without the try block, the program will crash and raise an error. This statement will raise an error because x is not defined. Print, we are not using print x. We don't have this kind of variable because we didn't define it above. Here we can write x equal to 5, x equal to Nur Muhammad, yeah? But we don't have this kind of thing. Therefore, our print function now cannot understand what's x. What is equals? We don't have equals in our program. It cannot understand. So we have some errors if we run this program. Some programmers just write long codes, and if they try to run it, if they have some errors in their code, they will have error. Their program will crash, even also. To prevent this kind of thing, we use try and except. Many exceptions. You can define as many exception blocks as you want. If you want to execute a special block of code for a special kind of error. Now, for example, in this example, print one method, you say try block raises a name error and another for other errors. Here we are using try block, and inside the try block we wrote print x. This have error, yeah? Now this have error. So below we created 2 except blocks. Except. In the first except block, we are giving the name of the error. So we can put the name of the error. We have name error, zero division error, many kind of errors. You can put the name of the error. after except, and you put two dots. So in this except block, we are using print function, and we are printing variable x is not defined. However, we have another except block. In the second except block, we have this code. Something else went wrong. Which will be executed? First one. Why?
First one,
Yeah.
because x is not defined.
Yeah. This one. This except block will work. Why? Because we put here name error. So therefore, in this print function we have name error, and we are giving him name error. Therefore, this except block will be executed. In the PyCharm, you have ready this kind of code, ready codes. So else, you can use else keyword to define a block of code to be executed if no errors were raised. In this example, the try block doesn't generate any error. So actually, we use else command with what? With the if statement, if you remember. Now we can use else here as well. Look, we just put try command. So inside the try, we are writing print hello. Is this has error or not?
Print will
Does it has or not?
No.
No errors. Yes, we don't have no errors here. And below we have except block, print something went wrong, and else. So you can put else as well. Else, print nothing went wrong. So if you run this code, we have hello, nothing went wrong. This else block will work every time. We have also finally. We can use this finally with the try block. The finally block, if specified, will be executed regardless if the try block raises an error or not. Example, we write try print x. This has error, except print something went wrong. Finally, print the try except finish it. So if we run this program, so we will have something went wrong, yeah, because we have error. This except block is working, and the try except is finished. The try except is finished. So finally block will always work, always. This is not the same with else. Even though this except block will work, so final block will work as well. But when we use else, if this work, our else will not work. Now this is working, this is also working.
If I give the finally, then both of them will be working.
I think it is not difficult to change else to finally. Let's try this. So, try. This can be useful to close objects and clean up resources. Examples: try to open and write to a file that is not writable. I think we should skip this slide because we didn't learn how to open files, how to work with files. So, if you look here, we created what? This is variable number, and this is equal integer input, enter a number. So now input function will work here, enter a number, we put 10. 10 comes here, and number will get it. Now our number is 10. Yeah? And print number 10. This is simple program. You can understand what's happening. Yeah? We are just using input function, and we are printing the value. Now, look. Here we put what? 10. It's working now. But here we put what? SAS. But we have to enter what? Number, not sentence or word.
Because integer.
Therefore we have some errors.
Enter now.
Yeah, our program has some error. So in this case, we can use try and accept. Now we are just writing try number equal to this, enter a number, and accept print invalid input. So if we type AS, we will have what? Invalid input. Not this kind of error. So our try function will analyze this code whether it has some errors or not. It has error, yeah? Because here now this code has error. Why? Because we are putting word. But we have to put numbers. So we have error here. So our accept block will work, and we are having invalid input. Print function. Okay, we are using here try and accept block. Yeah. So we understand why we use try and accept. Here also we create variable, and our variable is getting this value 10 divided by 0. This is mathematical incorrect. It is mistake, it is error. So we are using try number equals to enter a number. Yeah, this is the same thing. We are using try and number, enter a number, and accept invalid input. If we run our program, we will have error. Why? Because this is not in the try block, our code, this code. Yeah? Not in the try block. If you put this and put in the try block, we will not have this kind of red arrow. Our accept block will work. Now, you see, invalid input. Yeah. Bukan omri satu, ya omri satu. Soal di sudah, saya gue periksa saksi dan boston dan boston. Actress focus on, actress focus on. Omri ke sana.
Boleh langsung saja.
Kita dulu pakai kamera ya.
Video sudah satu itu.
Kamera gue ke sambal ini.
Ama orada biliyorsun. İngilizce nakit yapsaydık bu.
Itu dia tahu kamera. Ada.
Mana?
Siapa yang nggak tahu?
Sekarang.
Lagi ada yang urusan Russia'da da yaklaşık.
Mana yapıyorsun?
Bularga gaplashib qo'ygan, ko'p savol beraverganiga. Qattiq ishlaydi, so'rab qo'ygan. Har kuni so'raydi, bugun ham so'radi.
So, coaching, you understand here? Yeah? This is error, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have error if we run. Because we didn't write
Anything.
this inside the try.
Right.
Now we wrote it. So therefore, exact block will work.
Right.
Will not work. Next. So here we created except blocks and writing the name of the errors. Zero division error and value error.
Sizlarga kim aytyapti shunaqa gaplarni? Deysizlar, mana men bir-ikki bitta sizdan ko'pchilikdan eshitdim. Shunaqa namerlarni. Bizga aytmayman, nima
Ben lekinlarni gapirmadim.
Yo'q.
Hazırlaşmayapmiz.
Siz hazırlashdingiz, lekin men boshqalardan ham eshitdim-da.
Просто siz
Men bitta nima shu joyda bittanisini aytib qo'yaydi mana. Men o'zimni o'qlash boshladim. Menga ular hech kim emasda. Men bu yerda ilakishib turgandan chiqib olishni boshlagan emas. Men o'zimni planim bor. Bularga narsa beradigan nima ham yo'q, bermayman. Shuning uchun ham yaqinroq tuzilib qolgan hozirlardan. Chunki men kim qayerda ishlatganim qanday bilmaysan dedim. O'zbek o'tiribdi, qanday bilmaysan. Shu yerda tortishib qoldim. Nimasi bilan ham, ayollar bilan ham, erkaklar bilan ham. Kim qayerda o'tganini bilasizlar, menga emasmi? O'shaning uchun menga bularning narxini nafas beradi. Unaqa hazil qilinglar, lekin bu birinchi martasi emasda, sizdan tashqari boshqadan ham eshitdim.
So here in the try block we wrote what some code. Yeah. This is what this has zero deviation error actually. Yeah. Here we create that you know this code. So and in the except blocks we moreover put the name of the errors, zero division error and value error. So if we here have zero division error, this except block will work. Otherwise, this value error. Now we have divided by zero. Now this except block is working because yes, truly we have zero division error. Therefore, this first will work, and then our extra block will start to work. So we deleted the first line and the input function asking us to input, and we wrote what string. This is incorrect. So it comes here, and here our except block, this zero division error except block will not work because we don't have this kind of error. Therefore, our value error will work. Invalid. Yeah. So also we have this kind of else command. What is it used for? Now we have zero division error here. So therefore this this except block should work. Now it's working. And we are saying SRERR, and we are printing this ERR. This is variable. You can put here anything else, and it is printing division by zero. This is default, you know. You don't have to put like this string. Division by zero. You don't have to type division by zero. if you use S, it will print default value, division by 0. Nice. As you remember, we have collection of data types: list, tuple, set, yeah, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So let's now learn dictionary. A dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. In Python, dictionaries are written with the curly brackets and they have keys and values. Example, create and print a dictionary. So, in order to create, we put just the name of the dictionary and equal and figured bracket, this is kind of bracket, and inside we should type not only the values, we should type what? Key, and the name of it. For example, here we wrote brand, and the key for this is key. Now we put 2 dots and 4. Model 2 dot Mustang, and year 1964, and we are printing this dictionary. Brand Ford, model Mustang, year 1964. The print function will print all the keys and what? Keywords. So each key has values. For brand key, for model Mustang, for year 1964. Let's create this kind of dictionary and we will do some practice with it. Accessing items. So in the dictionary you can access items as well. You can access the item of a dictionary by referring to its key name inside square brackets. For example, get the value of model key. So we created X variable and this is equal to what? The dictionary or the dictionary. We have this dictionary, yeah? You created just. So now we are calling the key. This is keyword model. So in our result we have Mustang. Because for this key our value is Mustang. In the list for accessing items we use index number, yeah? 0, 1, 2, 3. But in the dictionary we access item with the keyword.
Telefonda dictionary में option आता है ऐसा लिया.
Let's see.
There is also method called get. That will give you the same result. Example, get the value of the model key. Equals to our dictionary dot get. This get function also works the same as the previous. Change values. You can change the value of a specific item by referring to its key name. Example, change the year to 2018. So here our year is 1964. And below the dictionary we are writing the name of the dictionary, year equals to 2018. Now this all the value will be deleted and our new value will be added. And below all of this code we are printing our dictionary. Now we will have this result: brand Ford, model Mustang, year 2018, not 1964. Look through a dictionary. You can look through a dictionary by using for loop. For example, when looping through a dictionary, the return value are the keys of the dictionary, but there are methods to return the values as well. Example, print all key names in the dictionary one by one. we are here using for loop, and we put here variable in this is our dictionary. So our x variable will get not the value, the keywords. We have this kind of keyword, brand, model, year. Yeah. So if you use for loop in this way, you just get what? The keywords, not the values. Now, for example, print all the values in the dictionary. So here we can print values. Print all the values one by one. Here we have the dictionary, and we are using for loop. But how can we print values? So here in the print function, after the name of the dictionary, we should put square bracket and type x. Just look what's happening here. Look. X first x will get what? Brand. Brand. Now our x is brand. And now we are printing this dict in the square bracket brand. Now we will have not brand, it's value. You can also use this kind of function, values function, to return values of a dictionary. Here we are using for loop for x in this dict dot values, and now we are using values function and print x. We are now having this result for Mustang 1964. So we can use values function in order to return the values of the dictionary. So loop through both keys and values by using the items function. So we can loop through and print not only value or not only the keyword, both of them, by using item function. For x, y in this dict dot items. Print x, y. So we will have all the items here. So check if the key exists. To determine if the specified key is present in the dictionary, use in keyword. Example, check if model is present in the dictionary. So by using in function, we can check whether specified key is present or not. So we have dictionary here, and if statement model in this dict. We are checking whether we have this kind of keyword in the dictionary. If it's true, the condition is true, our this code will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So it's working. Yes, model is one of the keys in the existing dictionary. So print function is working. So by using in, this is also one command. It will check whether your object is present or not. So dictionary length. To determine how many items, key values pair a dictionary has, use the len method. So we use len not only with the dictionary, we can use it with the list, tuple, set. Yeah. So for example, len this dict 3. We have three values. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are keywords. These are values. Adding items. Adding an item to the dictionary is done by using a new index key and assigning a value to it. Yes. Here we have dictionary and we are saying this is the color. We are now adding new keyword. Color equals to red. And we are printing the dictionary. Brand Ford, model Mustang, year 1964, color red. We added what? New item. So you can add in this way. It's
Agar color year bilan teng bo'lsa, bir xil ritsa o'rnamashtirib qo'yganda yangi so'zlashsa keyin qo'shar ekanda. Misol uchun, listga boshqa aytgan yozish kerak yo'q.
borni yozsiz. Borni yozib turib, mabdi borni. Equal qilib biron yozsiz, qiymatini o'zgartiradi. Yangi qanday yozsiz? Yangi ochib, qiymatini o'zgartiradi.
Hey, hello, sir.
Removing items. There are several methods to remove items from the dictionary. Example, pop function. Means removes the item with the specified key name. So, now here we would like to Here we would like to remove this model keyword and its value this time. So we are using pop function. This is name of the dictionary dot pop function. Inside the pop function we are writing the name of the keyword and we are printing the values. Brand Ford, year 1964. Now we don't have model. We deleted it. So you can use what? Pop function. Pop. Now, pop item method removes the last inserted item in versions before 3.7 and a random item is removed instead. So, in the version 3.7, this is Python version, it will randomly remove. But in the previous versions, it will remove in this way. We have a dictionary, and this our dictionary. We are using pop item function, and we are printing. So this function will remove the last keyword in its value. Last keyword in its value.
In Python version 3.7, it will delete randomly.
Yeah.
So now we are using Python 3.7 version, and if we use it will delete randomly. Yes.
Yes.
Let me test.
So we have also deal keyword removes the item with the specified key name. So in while using del comment, del keyword, we can give it specified value and it will remove it. So del, the name of dictionary, and model. We would like to delete model, so it will delete it. The del keyword can also delete the dictionary completely. So, in order to what? We are using del and the name of the dictionary. This is our dictionary. And we are removing completely. Print is this. We don't have this kind of now dictionary. We have error because we delayed it. The clear keyword and is the dictionary. Yeah? Clear. Now our dictionary is empty. You can again add items. Copy a dictionary. You cannot copy a dictionary simply by typing dict2 or equals to dict1. Here, well, we had this kind of example in the list, and I explained, as you remember, using copy or doing it in this way. This works the same with the dictionary. Another way to make a copy is to use the built-in method dict. So this function, this is built-in function. This function also copies the values and gives these values to another new dictionary. So the dict constructor, it's also possible to use the dict constructor to make a new dictionary. Yeah, we know this. This is, so we have dict, not that one. Yes, we have dict, and we can now create what? New dictionary. So here we have dictionary methods. You can use these functions: clear, copy, from keys, get, items, keys. Oh. Some of them are the same with the list. Now look, it's interesting. This is dictionary, yeah? And we have months from January to December. This is shortened forms, yes? Jan, Feb. And here we have values. They are in the full form. And we are printing no. We will have November. If you print that, you will have December.
It will get our job easier by writing shortened version of the words.
Yeah. December. Build a translator. So here we have some program. It will translate specified value. For example, here we create a function there, translate. This is the name of the function, and inside we are giving parameter phrase. And inside the function we are writing translation equal to string. For letter in phrases, if letter in this string, translation equals to translation plus G. Else, translation equal to translation plus letter. Return translation. So, if you run this function, we will have enter a phrase. For example, we enter dog. Yeah, it will return this DGG. Why? Dog. We enter dog. Yeah, dog comes here. Now this phrase variable, this variable takes this dog value. Now this is dog. Yeah, dog. Now this comes here. This is dog. Letter in dog.
Yes, taking now G.
So letter first. This letter, this variable takes D first,
Yes.
because dog. Now this is D. D in this string.
No.
Do we have D here
No.
in this
We
string?
don't have.
No, we don't have.
So
We don't have. So this if statement will not work. It doesn't work. It's false because this is false. Therefore, our else will work. Else block. translation equals to translation plus letter. Our translation is we don't have string. Now it's empty string. Empty string plus letter.
D.
This is D.
Yes.
Now D comes here. D plus. This is 0 just. This is now D. Takes D. Now this is D. Our for loop hasn't been finished. Count here, and now this letter takes O. Do. D O. The second letter O. Now this is O. O in phrases. Yeah. O in this string. We have O. Yeah.
Yes.
This is true. Our statement is true. So therefore our this code will work. This is now D.
Now O.
No, this translation is D. This is D plus G. DG. Now translation gets DG. And we have the last letter. DOG. Now this is G. Our letter is G. G in this string.
No.
We don't have. We don't have, therefore else block will work. Our translation is DG. DG plus letter. DGG. Now translation gets DGG and it returns DGG. So we have DGG here. Understand?
Very useful.
Where is it to be? For example, next example. Enter a phrase to be or not to be. We will have this result.
Bir anlat.
PG, BG, GR, NGT. PG, BG.
Böyle bir
To a phrase, enter a phrase to be.
This works the same as this one. Because we have O here, yeah? Therefore, we have G. DG, BG, GR.